Okay, let's do a quick little video because I need to get to another job. This is from allskycam.com. This is from Istanbul, Turkey. Say it with me, y'all, for the subscribers and the followers. For you new people, this is a chant we normally say. The sun's light hits that little red dot, creating an orb out into the sky, sometimes out into space, and sometimes down to Earth. I know these other YouTubers have told you that this is a planet right next to the Earth. That is completely impossible. The Earth would be completely destroyed. What you're looking at here, this red dot, is part of the Nibiru system. This system travels between the space of Mars and Jupiter, and it never, ever, ever leaves its orbit. It's on a 3,600 year a long elliptical orbit, and it travels through our neighborhood every once in a while, but not too often. We're one of the lucky people that our generation gets to see this. Let's see if I can stop this right here. This is from Switzerland. Again, the sun hits that little red dot, casting out an orb out into the sky and down toward Earth. So there's a little red dot, there's the sun, there's the orb. That is a reflection from that little red dot. Now that we looked at some sky cams, let's close this down. This is one of my favorite shots, and it's a screensaver, you can tell. This is one of the best shots of the Nibiru system early in the morning. You can always capture it early in the morning. This tiny thing right here is what they call the striped planet. Notice the two stripes. And then you have the moons around the Nibiru system. The sun is hitting it, and it's starting to cast out an orb out into the sky. But I love that picture. It's so great. But let's take a look at some other pictures. Let's go over here. And what I've stored them on a USB drive because basically they're easier to deal with. Let's go first to Pine Mountain. There's something I want to show you. A couple of people keep telling me that the orbs are lens flares. This is going to be a good example. I think this is the one. Let's put it on a slideshow of why it's not a lens flare. You're going to see, let's put it on a fade. There we go. Now as the pictures go by, this is the Nibiru system early in the morning. This is at 7:03 in the morning, and you're going to see light coming into the side over here because the sun's rays is hitting that, radiating back out. You're also going to see an orb start forming out in here, and I want you to pay close attention to that orb, especially the one on the side. A lot of people are saying, well, this is just lens flare. Sorry, that's my dogs in the background. This is just lens flare, and it couldn't possibly be real. So this is a good example of why it's not lens flare. Let's speed it up a little bit. Okay, you see the orb entering the picture right over here. Now, you can see it on the side of the scope right here. Now, as this progresses, notice I can't talk tonight, you'll see the orb, but then you will not see it on the white part of the observatory. You'll see it coming out from behind the observatory. If it was lens flare, you would see it on this white part. But notice as the time lapse continues, you will not see it on the white part. Why? Because the sun has moved into the sky. Say it with me again. The sun's light hits one of those little moons or planets of the Nibiru system and casts its light out into space. out into the sky, out into space, and sometimes down to Earth. Notice how it's coming out from behind the observatory. I'll let you watch it for a minute because I've got something amazing I want to show you. But this is to prove to people it's not lens flare. There's actually a Nibiru system out there. The sun's light hits it, and it creates these orbs in the sky. To you people who are new, that is not a planet. This orb is a reflection. It is a reflection of that little red dot right here. See the little red dots? Sun's light hits it, casts the orbs out into the sky. See how that lines up? So, now that I've proven to the new people that is not lens flare, let's go look at something amazing because I've got to hurry up and get to another job. So I want to show you, believe it or not, strange but true, a UFO. Now I'm going to horribly mispronounce this, so I apologize to all the Spanish-speaking people. Maestria Observatory, Magui das Cruz, Brazil. This was taken July 13th in the morning. Oh, excuse me, in the evening. This is military time. This is, it says 1848 military time, so that would be 6:48 in the evening. I'm going to bring this in closer so you can take a good look at it before I put it on a sideshow. Notice the shape of this object. Now, I can't tell if it goes into a curve at the end or if that's a point, and then it goes back to the other side. But definitely an object in the sky. Unfortunately, I didn't capture it when it was coming into the sky. I only noticed it when it was on the screen, and I just immediately went to that skycam to take a series of time-lapse pictures of it. Let me put it on a sideshow for you so you can take a good look at it as it moves through the sky and disappears out into space. I'll let you look at it a couple of times. Now, my friends who are UFO enthusiasts, and some of them are even members of MUFON, have told me that the UFO activity has increased and sightings are being recorded all over the world. So this one is from Brazil. So you tell me what you think it is. Leave a comment or send me some email. My email address is all lowercase LLYNNJUNG@gmail.com. So I'd like to know your thoughts. To me, it's a man-made object. Whether it's one of ours or one of theirs, I don't know. But it's going to go back to the beginning so you can take a good look at it. I've never seen any kind of airplane or spaceship that fits that shape. So I'd like to know your thoughts and your opinions on it. I'll let you continue watching that, but because we have a couple of things to talk about. In my last video, I told you about Nancy Leiter, a lady who I do not like. For you new people, Nancy Leiter is a founder of a website called Zeta Talk, and I'm going to tell you in detail why I do not like her. First of all, she came out in 1995. She said that when she was a little girl in Wisconsin, that she was contacted by gray extraterrestrials named Zetas, who implanted a communication device in her brain. And in 1995, she founded a website called the Zeta Talk to disseminate her ideas. Leiter came to public attention via internet groups and built up to Comet Hale-Bops. She said, according to her, that the comet Hale-Bopp does not exist. It is a fraud perpetuated by those who would have the teeming masses quiescent until it's too late. Hale-Bopp is nothing more than a distant star and will draw no closer. She claimed that the comet Hale-Bopp was a story that was manufactured to distract people from the imminent arrival of a large planetary object, Planet X, which would soon pass by Earth and destroy civilization. She goes on to say on May the 27th of 2003, that this Planet X is roughly 4 times the size of the Earth, and it's going to make its closest approach on May the 27th, 2003, resulting in the Earth's rotation ceasing for exactly 5.9 terrestrial days. This would be followed by the Earth's pole shift, and that everyone on the planet would die. Well, obviously, May 27th, 2003 came and went. None of us died. The planet's still here. But she goes on. She also says on that event, she went on a radio talk show, KROQ FM radio in Los Angeles, and advised her listeners to euthanize their pets in anticipation of this event, as she had done. So she'd killed off all her pets. And when 2003 came and went and nothing happened, she got back and did another interview on 2004 where she said, oh yeah, she euthanized her pets because they were acting aggressively. So that's why she killed them. But then she goes on to December the 21st, 2012, where she said, we were all going to die. It's going to be an apocalyptic occasion, and all of civilization will be destroyed. The planet will be destroyed. We're all going to be dead. Well, of course, December 21st, 2012 came and went. Nothing happened. But then she goes on, and needless to say, I told you about the two key phrases that everybody, other YouTubers, keep saying about Hercubus and Nemesis. Well, Hercubus was invented in 1999 by a sci-fi New Age author by the name of V.M. Rabolu. I can't even pronounce it. Rabolu, who wrote a book called Hercubus or the Red Planet. Now, this fictional tale was based on a real star called Bernard's star, but in his fictional tale, he says the ancients knew this star as Hercubus, which supposedly came dangerously close to Earth in the past, destroying Atlantis. So anyway, it was a fictional tale, kind of like J.K. Rowling wrote Harry Potter, but it was a fictional tale. Harry Potter does not exist. He is not a real person. It was created to amuse you, as was this Hercubus thing. But a lot of people thought that Hercubus was real and true. Then there was Nemesis. Y'all probably have heard of that. Well, Nemesis was first proposed by a physicist by the name of Richard A. Muller in 1984. Now, Muller postulated that mass extinction events were not random but appeared to occur in the fossil records with a loose periodicity that ranged from 26 to 34 million years. He attributed this supposed pattern to an undetected companion to the Sun, either a dim red dwarf or a brown dwarf, lying in an elliptical 26 million year orbit. This object, which he named Nemesis, would once every 26 million years pass through the Oort cloud and basically disrupt the icy comets that orbit 1,000 times of Pluto's distance from the Sun. Nemesis' gravity would then disturb the comet's orbit and send them into the inner solar system, causing Earth to be bombarded. However, to date, no direct evidence for Nemesis has ever been found. Basically, even the physicists said, if Nemesis existed, it would have an orbital period thousands of times longer and would never come near Earth itself. So, if you've heard of Nemesis, it was postulated by a physicist, which was a theory that has not been proven. And again, Hercubus, I can't even say that, was invented in 1999 by a sci-fi New Age author. Well, Nancy Leiter hooked on to this whole Nemesis thing, and again is saying that Nemesis, oh no, excuse me, Hercubus is going to come near Earth and destroy us all. Well, those of you who have read the ancient Sumerian texts or any of the books written by Zachariah Sitchin, you know that the Nibiru system travels between the space of Mars and Jupiter. It has a 3,600 year long elliptical orbit, has never and will never come near Earth. It lives in its neighborhood in our solar system. We live in our neighborhood of our solar system. We're one of the lucky generations that get to see it. But it's not going to destroy Earth, and it's not going to kill us all. Now, the reason why I'm reviewing that for my subscribers and followers is because the last video I did, I basically said the exact same thing, and I got a whole lot of hate email. But this hate email was not directed at me or to me. It was basically a whole lot of people saying that they had listened to radio talk shows and watched other YouTubers, and they believed in this Nemesis and Hercubus stuff. They went out and spent their entire life savings. They maxed out their credit cards. They bought tons of food, gallons and gallons and gallons of water, built shelters, built underground bunkers because they thought there was going to be an impending cataclysm upon the earth, because that's what other people were saying. A few of them were even disappointed when I explained to them where the word Hercubus and Nemesis actually came from. And this Nancy Leiter person who keeps bringing forth this argument that this shit is real, they were actually quite disappointed that we're all not going to die, and that the earth is not going to be destroyed, because they are financially ruined right now. This makes me sound really bad, but I didn't respond back to them because, well, I really wish I had taken psychology in college, but unfortunately I didn't. So I didn't know what to say to these people. I am so sorry that you spent your entire life savings. You busted through your retirement accounts and maxed out your credit cards because you really thought we're all going to die, and I told you we're not, because we're not. I am so sorry that happened to you, and that you believed all these people. But again, this is another reason why I'm doing these YouTube videos, is I want to teach people how to do the research themselves. I want you to be able to look at allsky.com. I want you to look at Soho. I want you to look at the NASA's ISS. Any and all information that you can gather that will only benefit you. Knowledge never hurt anybody. It's only benefits you. As I'm posting this video, I'm also going to post a link below where you can get a free copy of Zachariah Sitchin's The Lost Book of Enki. It's one of my favorite books that he has written. Um, I I'm very honest and say that I think he took a great deal of literary license when he put that together, but I think he was trying to put together a cohesive story that everyone could understand from the ancient Sumerian texts. But I'm going to link a website for you that's a PDF version of the Lost Book of Enki so you can read it for yourself. I'm also going to link to, excuse me, I think it's a college that has the ancient Sumerian text itself, and you can hit a button and it can translate it into English for you so you can read it for yourself, because there's a lot of misinformation out there, and I want to empower you to empower yourselves. So I'm going to put a link down there below so you can do the research yourself. This weekend, if I have time, first of all, there's two things. If I have time and if weather's permitting, I'm going to put together a video for y'all about how you can hook your cameras, and it doesn't have to be an expensive camera. It doesn't have to be a Nikon or a Canon. It can be one of those cheap little cameras that you get at Walmart or Walgreens for $19.99, one of those tiny little cameras. Um, but I'm going to teach you how to hook that up to your telescopes. You can also hook up your cell phone camera to a telescope if you have a really good camera on your cell phone. But this weekend, I'm hoping to put together a video for you to instruct you how to do that so you can look at the telescopes yourself. Now, I said there's two reasons. First of all, the second reason, y'all have to understand, I live in Splendora, Texas, and if y'all been watching the news lately, you know that there's been a dust storm from Africa that has blown across the sea and it has hit Texas. We're preparing for a second wave of this that's coming in on actually today and this weekend. What it looks like here, the only way I can describe it to you is if you take if you wear glasses and you take those glasses and you rub Vaseline on both your lenses and you go outside and try to look around, everything is kind of blurry and hazy and it's very weird looking. But it's beautiful in the morning and it's beautiful at sunset because it's got a lot of colors to it. But in the daytime, it is very odd looking. So hopefully I'll be able to hook up a telescope to a camera for you, show you how to do that, and we can get some good images. But if weather's not permitting, you know, I'll do my best to try to instruct you on how to do it yourself. Um, let's see, there was one other thing. Oh, the other thing I wanted to say before I leave is I wanted to apologize. When I'm wrong, I admit I'm wrong. And let me tell you a story. A gentleman whose name I can't remember at the top of my head right now, but he kept going on and on about the images that he was seeing, that they were cameras. And I didn't understand what he was talking about because I assumed everyone knew that there's some kind of photographic equipment used in, well, just about everything now, because, well, the reason is scientists, astronomers, astrophysicists, they can't rely on their memory to recreate something, as in to paint a picture or to draw a drawing. What they use is some kind of photographic equipment to take a pictured image of what they're looking at. So later on they can go back and measure the distance of the objects that they're seeing in the sky or in space. But I assumed everyone knew that there's some kind of photographic equipment, whether you're talking about uh, allskycam.com, whether you're talking about the satellites of SOHO, NASA's ISS, etc., etc. I assumed y'all all knew that. But I assumed wrong, because this gentleman went on and on about, you're using a camera, you're not creating it. Well, yeah, I'm not creating it. It's from a camera. Another person wanted to know about allskycam.com. Where can they get that kind of equipment? Allskycam.com no longer sells their skycams. You can get it on other websites, but I'm here to tell you how that kind of works. It's a little bit of a scam. Once you buy the camera, or we're going to call it a camera, that takes pictures of the sky, they're also going to sell you the glass dome that goes on top of it. They're also going to try to sell you temperature control. So it controls the heat, it controls the moisture, because you're going to need that. You don't want your camera lens to get all blurry. You want a clear image. So you're going to need that. Then you're going to need the stand. Then you're going to need the mount. Then you're going to need the computer connection so that you can download the images on your computer. Then if you want even more stuff, it goes on and on. But basic price is between $4.5 to 10 grand, depending on where you get your Skycam from. There's great technology out there. I would love to own a Skycam, but the only way that's going to happen for a person like me is if Publishers Clearinghouse comes to my house and brings me a check. That's the only way it's going to happen for someone like me. But if you're interested in purchasing one of those, you can go online. I can't recommend any kind of website for you. What I would suggest is that you price them out. You really, if I were you, I would really study them, because there's so many different prices, and so many different kinds of equipment out there. But if you want it, you can get it if you got the money for it. Unfortunately, I don't have that kind of money. Which is why when I'm doing these tutorial videos for you, this is loading up. One of the reasons why I'm doing these tutorial videos using allskycam.com, NASA's ISS, also SOHO, these are public access. You don't have to be rich to go on these sites. All you have to do is have a computer, download whatever you need, and you know, it's public access. Let's put this on a fade. It's always easier to see on a fade. Nibiru system in the morning, the best time to see it when the sun is coming up. This one's taken at 9:19. You'll see it toward the west side of the sun. Oh, another person had another question for me. Whether or not I thought the Nibiru system was entering our neck of the woods or it was leaving. I don't know the answer to that. I really don't. I'm sorry. I'm learning with you guys too. So from what I can see, it has moved a little bit, just a little bit toward the west, but not that much. But again, you know, in the last 2 months, it's only moved just a little bit toward the west. So anyway, that's enough for today. Go out there, look at your skies, see what you see, take some pictures if you can. Send them to me. Again, my email address, all lowercase, is LLYNNJUNG@gmail.com. If you like this video, click the like button. I'd like to read your comments about the UFO, what you think about that. Actually, I'm kind of excited about that. I want to hear your opinion. So again, y'all have a great day. I have to run now. I've got another job to go to. I will see you hopefully this weekend. Hopefully do another video for you. Until then, have a great day and love each